Micro preemie diapers. They're so small. Hello everyone, my name is Kristen and welcome to my YouTube channel. I apologize for the look. It's been a very long week so far. Now I am currently in my fourth and final semester of nursing school, and I figured I have two back-to-back 12-hour CRT clinical shifts this weekend. So I figured I would take you on a weekend in my life so you can see what it's like in my CRT rotation. So if you're ready, just go ahead and keep watching.
You're the only love that I've ever known, but we turn into
It is Friday, March 26th. I just had my Med-Surg 2 exam yesterday on respiratory. That was a very difficult exam. Like normally I'm okay with respiratory, but that was a hard test. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I prepared very well for it and I thought I did enough practice questions, but there was just some information I really don't remember reading about it. I don't remember discussing it. I still did very well. I did get an A on the test. I just want to go back and talk to my professor about those questions that I had a little bit of difficulty on, because we all have difficulty on test questions. It just is what it is. Now, if you haven't watched my CRT placement video, I am currently in an infant specialty care unit. Now, I found out why it's called an infant specialty care unit instead of a neonatal intensive care unit, so a NICU. And that is because this unit takes care of patients all the way up to 1 year old. From the way that I understand this is most hospitals, once the patient is discharged from the NICU, if they do ever have to come back to the hospital for any reason, they will then be a part of the peds floor. I really do like that idea because every healthcare professional that is in this specific unit has been taking care of these patients, and if for any reason they need to come back, these specific people already know the patient's background. So I absolutely love that. Every hospital is different, every unit is different. So I'm gonna continue on with my Friday. Now it is midday. I actually do have a Zoom meeting with potential new nursing students. So I actually do this because I am a part of the board here at my school. I do have a leadership position, so I do talk to new students all the time. It's something that I love to do, just mentor new students, talk to them, give them advice, tutor. I do tutor my friends from time to time, so don't you worry, I do all of that. And the fun thing is I do it because I love it. Everything that I do is voluntary, and I absolutely love doing all this stuff in my free time, which is why I love my YouTube channel. And when people ask me questions, I absolutely love talking to all of you. So I do have that meeting, it usually lasts about like an hour and a half, and I really just go over any questions they might have, and then I try to answer any of the most common questions that I've been asked throughout nursing school, and I try to answer those to give them a good general idea of what to expect. So I'm gonna get all set up and ready for this Zoom meeting, and then I will update y'all when I am done. Accelerated program is very accelerated. Yeah, this is actually a very good question. I only got to utilize the campus for 2 months. I'm all done with my Zoom meeting. I absolutely love those meetings. I probably talk way too much, so like I do in all my vlogs, I love to talk, which is why I really like to vlog. I just don't do it as often because I know a lot of my YouTube videos have been those sit down style where I kind of just talk. I would definitely like to do more vlogs. I actually did have my Med-Surg test yesterday, and because I had my test yesterday, I don't really have that much going on for Friday, so I figured I would take the night off before my 212s this weekend, and I really only have to study for Med-Surg. My leadership class and my ethics class, I really don't do much for either of those classes. I do have quizzes here and there for ethics, and I do have assignments here or there for leadership, but I really don't spend that much time specifically on those classes. I mainly just study Med-Surg. Since I really don't have anything to do, I do have a pile of laundry I'm actually looking at on my floor right now, so I am going to tackle that. I'm not really going to do that much tonight, but I am probably gonna make dinner at some point, and we'll see what else I do throughout the night. I think I'm just gonna like watch TV or listen to some music and then clean. This is the pile of clothes that I'm currently folding. This is how far I've gotten.
If I had been honest with you from the start, don't say it's okay if I'm falling and you're running away.
Currently 7:30, as you can see, it's getting really dark out. I am currently just getting all my stuff ready for clinical tomorrow. I always like to make sure to set out my stuff the night before just so I'm not rushing in the morning or I don't forget something. The unit that I am on, I'm not really allowed to bring a lot of stuff. The unit gave me this green bag and I have to fit all my stuff in this bag. It is a sterile environment, so the only extra thing that I can have with me is like a water bottle or a lunchbox, and the lunchbox obviously goes in the break room or in the refrigerator. So I have everything laid out. So let me just show you what I have because I don't have my usual items specifically for my clinicals, but if you want me to do a what's in my clinical bag of all the things that I use throughout my clinical, I can do that video. I just have never done it. This is the current bag that I'm using. I was actually gifted this bag from a coworker of mine before I came to this program. Thank you so much, Abby, for giving me this bag. She upgraded and she knew how much I love this bag. I'm pretty sure she got it from Target. So I took this with me to nursing school and I only have a couple things in here, and that's because I'm gonna transfer it in this bag when I get to the hospital tomorrow. It's just this is not very easy to carry around. So the few things I'm actually gonna take out and take with me to the unit is my clinical folder. I have everything in here that I need. I can do a whole separate video on my clinical binder / folder if y'all want that, but honestly, it's just full of report sheets, all different kinds of information specifically for my clinical. I also do have in here my scrub pocket organizer with my watch, pens, pencils, and then I do have a notepad back here. The next thing that I'm gonna be bringing with me is my goggles. These goggles are actually from my undergrad when I was in organic chemistry lab. I am planning on getting new goggles. Now I do have this little makeup bag that has lotion, essential oils, and then some extra hair ties. I actually am gonna put this in my lunchbox just because my food doesn't take up that much space. So this is just gonna be another thing that comes with me in my lunchbox. Biggest tip I can give you on the units is make sure you always have some sort of smelly good stuff because you will smell some funny smells, and essential oils are great to put right underneath your nose. Now, because I am working with newborns, there aren't really too many smells that I'm gonna be dealing with anymore, but you never know. That is all that I'm taking with me on the unit, and I also will be bringing my water bottle and I will be bringing my lunchbox. So when I change, all my clothes will be going in this green bag. So I'm gonna put everything back in my bag. I know I wanna get a snack. I'm a little bit hungry. I wanna kind of sit down, start relaxing for the night. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. I'm currently in the kitchen. I did take out my cup for tomorrow. I do like to make green tea in the morning and I put a little bit of vanilla in there. Now I like to make sure I keep this out so I remind myself to do this first thing in the morning because I do like my tea very hot. And I do just like to do this first thing. I decided I'm gonna eat some popcorn and then just relax and watch a movie for the rest of the night.
Don't say it's okay if I'm falling and you're running away. You're the only one that saves me when I'm alone. You're the only love that I've ever known. But we turn it.
All right, it is getting to the end of my day. It is currently 9:55, but I have to be up at about 4:30, 4:45 tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night and then take you along with me on my morning tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. It is a little after 5. I could not sleep last night, and at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I kept waking up like every hour on the hour, and traffic doesn't look that bad, so I did try to like get a few extra minutes of sleep. I'm just starting to make my tea, and then I'm also gonna make a bagel to eat on the way. It looks like right now it's about a 37-minute drive, so I should still be there with plenty of time if I leave by like 5:30, but I still might try to hurry it up and get out of here by like 5:20 just in case that unexpected traffic hits.
Should've told you that I loved you. One more time, one more time, one more time. I should've told you that I loved you. One more time, one more time, one more time. I should've told you that I loved you every night. Oh, that's on my mind.
Sorry about the lighting. It's super dark in here. I made it to the parking garage. It's 6:10. I'll probably head in at about like 6:20, 6:25. I don't have to be dressed and ready to go really until 7, but I just like to be at the clinical sites a little early, and I do have to change and kind of situate myself because I do have to take stuff out of my bag today and then just take that green bag that I showed y'all yesterday. Did park in a different parking garage my first day, and I did get a parking pass, but that parking pass is only valid for the weekdays. So I did pass by to see where I have to park next week, because next week I'm working a Friday and then a Monday and a Friday again, where this weekend I just happen to be working on the weekend, which is actually really nice because I can park on the hospital campus. So I'm just gonna sit, chill, relax for a little bit, and then head on in.
Yeah, I need, all I want is you, all I want is you, all take me somewhere, take me somewhere, take me somewhere, take me somewhere.
I'm finally back home after about an hour drive home. There was a lot of traffic downtown. It is a Saturday, so it did take me a little bit of time to get home. Honestly, my Saturday was so phenomenal, and what I'm about to tell you is pretty much what my first day looked like as well. I went ahead and I did my morning safety checks, so double check that the alarms for oxygen saturation and heart rate are within the ranges that they need to be. Then I go in and make sure there is suction and then an ambu bag at the bedside near the patient in case we need it. Then after that, I really just start my head to toes. And also with infants, we're also making sure to check the fontanelles and really just going from head to toe. We're really focusing on those breath sounds, because a lot of these patients do have respiratory issues when they are premature. I do have to make sure I carefully listen to those heart sounds, because many of these infants also do have a murmur. And the other thing too is a few of the patients that I've already taken care of have NG tubes. So I'm learning just how to assess the patency of an NG tube, which is pretty cool. After I do my head to toe, I start my feeding. So normally the infants that I've been working with are on anywhere from Q3 to Q4 feedings. So this is pretty cool because I've learned how to make bottles. Right before we do the feedings, I quickly just bathe the baby, and then I will change diapers and then take the time to feed the baby and then burp the baby and then put the baby back in the crib in a new position. Now, every hour on the hour, I'm always making sure I'm checking respirations, which I do myself, and I have to count for a full minute. And then I also check heart rate on the monitor or by the apical pulse with my stethoscope. Depending on the patient, it could be one time a day or multiple times a day. And then I'm also making sure I check that oxygen saturation. If I get to do any super cool things, I will definitely update y'all. I did get to do a few NG tube feedings, which, believe it or not, I really haven't done many of those up until this rotation. So first off, I do have to say that my preceptor is amazing, and she is so knowledgeable. She's literally quizzing me all day, and I may not get everything right, but she's so supportive and literally teaches and teaches and teaches. And then thankfully, I'm actually picking up the information pretty quickly. My preceptor gave me a souvenir, and she gave me 2 micro preemie diapers. Now, she did say micro preemies on that unit are pretty rare. Honestly, can't even fathom how small these are. Like, they're so small. It definitely touched my heart today that they could take care of a micro preemie, and it didn't even occur to me how small that could be. I don't know. I just thought I needed to tell you guys, because a lot of the medical equipment is super, super tiny in the NICU. And as you can see, I can't even wrap my head around with how small all the equipment is, and like even these diapers. I just changed into an oversized t-shirt. I'm gonna quickly make like a snack. I don't think I'm gonna eat like a full-blown dinner because I'm really tired and I don't want to eat something super large before I go to bed. Then I'm gonna get in the shower and pretty much get all cleaned up to then go to sleep and have to wake up tomorrow again at 4:50. So this is definitely going to be a hard 12-hour shift tomorrow. But hey, I'm so proud of myself. If you can't tell, I still have a lot of energy. No idea why I have energy. I'm gonna go ahead, figure out what I want to snack on, and then take a shower and probably call it a night. Hey everyone, it's Sunday. I apologize for the lighting. I'm currently heading to the clinical site. Yeah, I fell asleep literally right after I put down my phone. I got a snack and I sat down on my bed, and I guess I was so tired that I didn't even eat. So I definitely had a very long day yesterday, and I slept through the whole night last night. It has been a while since I've slept through the whole night. It was nice to get a full 7 hours of sleep. I definitely feel how tired I am. Once I get off, I'm definitely gonna drive home, take a shower, and fall asleep. I'm so tired. I think my body just needs to get used to these longer shifts, but I absolutely love the extra time in the hospital. So it really helps me anticipate what I'm gonna have to do in the future. I really do enjoy the 12-hour shifts. It's just I'm not used to them. The plan for today, just so I can get a little bit different of an experience, I will be working with another assignment, and hopefully I'm going to be able to do some IV and IV tubings today. My preceptor really wanted me to get the experience of doing something else. On the unit that I'm on, a lot of the times the nurses get assigned to the same patients just because some of these babies are more chronic, and they really do like assigning the same person since they already know the patient's background, history. My preceptor wanted me to work with a few other patients today just so I can get that different experience. So I'll let you know when I get there. It is about a 40-minute drive, and I will probably get there at about 6:20. I decided to leave just a tad bit later today just because I had the extra time.
From here, take me somewhere far away from here.
I made it inside.
Far away from here.
I'm officially free, and I have the next 5 days off. Yay. Hey everyone, it's now Monday. I apologize. I could not vlog last night. I was just so exhausted after the 212s that I literally came home, took a shower, and then fell asleep. I didn't even eat dinner. It was just a crazy 2 days. I think what it is too is I'm learning how to provide care to these infants, and I really didn't get much practice in my OB clinical, so I'm starting from scratch learning all these skills. So my brain is very tired. I'm a little bit overexhausted. My body's exhausted. And I'm hoping that now having 3 more clinical shifts but more spread out will be a little bit easier on both my mind and my body. Of course, I wanted to update you and let you know how my Sunday went. Now, I was a little bit more nervous yesterday because I was given a different patient assignment. These babies were a little bit more ill, and one of them was actually in a giraffe bed, which is very similar to an isolette. It is that enclosed see-through crib that you probably think of when you think of a NICU. And I had to provide care through 2 little holes on the side of the giraffe bed. So it was a lot of just learning how to maneuver around those specific beds. And another thing is making sure that we're only providing care when we need to. We don't want to provide care and disrupt the baby whenever they are sleeping if they're under a certain gestational age. And I did get to provide care with parents being there, so I know I'm still trying to get comfortable within my skills, and then having the parents watch me can sometimes be a little nerve-wracking. And I think these are things that we don't talk about, that yes, I'm still a nursing student, and yes, I still do get nervous sometimes in the clinical site. And this is something that will just get better with time. I know my confidence will increase the more and more I am exposed in that unit, but I can definitely tell you I am nervous about safety. I feel like I tell my preceptor, I feel like this is still something I'm nervous about and I'm very cautious with. And one reason is just because I'm working with somebody's baby. Like, I'm very cautious about where the cords are when I'm picking up the baby. I'm very cautious what my feet are doing whenever I'm walking over to a chair with the baby in my arms. And I make sure all the side of the crib is up before I walk away. And there's just a lot that you have to think about that you really don't actually think about before you're on this specific unit. I can definitely say this is something that I'm still trying to get more confident in. I can definitely tell it is making me nervous, but you know, it's something I'm gonna grow from, and I'm trying not to be hard on myself when it comes to learning these skills. I've only been on this unit for 3 days providing care mostly on my own, so I'm definitely proud of how far I've come, and I know I'm only going to improve from here. Really, all that I did yesterday, I started with my safety checks, making sure that my stations were fully stocked with diapers, wipes, burp cloths, blankets, and anything else that needed to be next to the baby. I made sure was there for me if I needed it. And I just started my head to toes. I started my first feeding, moved on to the next infant, also did my head to toes. and completed my feeding. And of course, a lot of charting on the hour, every hour. And depending on the patient, the charting might not be that significant. I know if a baby is on oxygen, I do have to count the respiratory rate every hour. But if a baby is just a feeder and grower with no lines or anything else, you don't have to chart the respiratory rate every hour on the hour. So it's like these little things that I'm trying to learn and differentiate from. So sometimes charting can get a little bit confusing because I want to make sure I'm charting the correct things. Sometimes I do too much, sometimes I don't do enough. So I am still learning when it comes to charting. I did get to work with a umbilical venous catheter, which is an IV. I did get to learn how to use the IV pump, which actually is the same pump at the other hospital that I was at. So I did get a little bit more practice with that specific pump, so I am getting better when it comes to IV pumps. But really, that is all that I do during my clinical day. It is a lot of feeding and changing diapers and burping babies and just making sure they are content so they can take this time to grow. So I am thinking about doing a whole video on my CRT experience so I can let y'all know all the skills that I completed and kind of just how the overall experience went, because this has been a very challenging CRT rotation. But it has been super exciting and I'm so grateful for the experience. So just stay tuned for that video. And if y'all have any video requests, because I do graduate from nursing school in a little over a month now, please put them down in the comment section below. I would be happy to do a few videos that are related to nursing school, and I can still do videos related to nursing school when I graduate, but I figured if you wanted to see any more like vlog styles, then those would probably need to get done before I graduate. And that is all that I had for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed coming along with me in this weekend in my life video. If you liked the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Of course, subscribe, join the Facebook group, follow me on Instagram if you want to be updated more regularly. And of course, I always just want to wish you luck on your nursing journey.